The definition of a server, you see, is a computer or computer program which manages access to a centralized resource or service in a network. So two keywords: centralized resource and network. Right. Now, the example that I gave you that day, if you remember, I said for every service that is up,
Mm,
right? Every
sure.
service that is up, there is something responsible for it. There's one system, one laptop, one virtual machine, server rack that is there dedicated for it to be up day and night 24/7. This is the most simplified definition. Now, let me explain again. Look at the server as if I want my Wi-Fi, right? If I want my
Yes.
Wi-Fi and you on your wireless and and you're able to I'm able to power. I mean, you're able to get data from me, right? In a way, that is almost like a server. Now, I know that is not, I mean, that's not like a literal, example, right? But I'm trying to
Example,
pass
yeah.
an ideology. You understand? Now,
Mm,
at the moment I turn off my hotspot, it doesn't matter if you are 10 or 20 people that are connected to you. At that moment, all of you, you will cease to have this thing. So, first of all, we have established two things. We have established networking between me and all of you. You understand? Because all of us are now on one network because I'm turning on my hotspot. You're connected to me. Then secondly is I am powering you guys. You understand? I am powering you guys. So now in my explanation that day, I was trying to explain to you that Facebook.com, Google.com, there's something that is up 24/7 that is responsible for these things to be able to work. The moment that server is down, you find out that the other applications will be down. But there's sometimes that you say you get downtime on some applications, right? That means something is wrong with the server. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, so um, yes, so that is like the literal definition. But if I'm using a technical definition, like I said, is a computer program that manages access. So and servers are also high end, right? Or a server should be high end. A server should be something that has large capacity in space and and RAM and speed because of
like
what it is
database.
serving. Well, when you say database is something else, that database is
I
for
know, but actually,
data.
we are talking about the
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
the
Yes, yes, yes. So we do. So in some scenarios, we have different servers for database, and we have different servers for the application itself,
yes.
right? So yeah. But as we go on this topic, we just touch more of these things. So I do hope I'll be able to refresh your mind on when I say a server, right? So now,
Yes.
of course, now if I ask you now, what is your understanding of an IP address? What would that be? Your
I,
literal understanding?
to me, IP address is, like a home address. You understand? Like if you want to, like the example you set the last time we met, you said like if you send a postman to deliver a letter, it will need a address to deliver the letter.
Exactly.
So every
Exactly.
computer has its own IP address. Every device has its own IP address. So the IP address is the address of the computer you are trying to communicate with or send file to or send anything to.
Okay, exactly. You're actually that is very correct. So I think we'll just move past that. An IP address is an IP address is just basically nothing more than an address. So as we
Yes.
have number 64 Bagada Street, that is a geographical address. But when we now tell you I have 190 to 168, that is like that's an address, but it's like a should I say network address or um a logical address. I don't know if you see the difference. A geographical address
It's
and a
not a
network address or
geographical
logical.
address, but just
Yes, exactly. So if I say anyway, this is the agenda. Let's move to the what's it called? So if you come in now, so I don't want to use this definition
definition.
because we've come here already. Okay, I already told. I said, imagine I put on my hotspot and everybody's connected. The fact that my phone has to be on for your data, a server is a computer or a system that produces resource data or this thing, yada yada yada. In theory, whenever computers share resources with clients machines, they are considered as servers. So one more thing is, look at the illustration I gave about the hotspots, right? If I'm showing the hotspots to you, my hotspot is more or less like the server. Your phone
Yes.
that is receiving the service is more or less like the client. So the server powers up the client. The server
Right.
serves the client. Server, it is serving. You understand? Oh, why yani? It just came to serve. You understand? It's powering. So that is like literal. So I'm trying to break it down with with what. So well,
Yes.
this is a technical definition. I believe we have done this already.
Yes, we are.
So yes. Now, okay, well, I said the fact that you're able to connect to Facebook, Google, Instagram at every point in time means there's an active computer somewhere that has to be on and active. A client is any computer hardware or software that requests access to a service provided by the server. Now, do you remember? I'm highlighting. Now, do you remember what I told you about? Do you remember what I told you just now about the hotspots? And I mentioned
Yes.
data, and I said server and clients, right? This part that I
Yes.
highlighted explains it, makes it make sense. You understand? It makes it make sense.
Yes.
So I now said clients are typically seen as the requesting program or user in a okay, well, anyway, don't let us go deep into this. So image description, right? Image this is an image description basically. So just trying to tell you, okay, um okay, so let's use this server now. Let's assume this server is google.com where my pointer is. Can you see my pointer?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, let's
And the
assume
server.
this yes. Or let's say I don't use google.com. What can we use? What what application do we use? Or what's can you
Let's
so
say bank app. Like you want to.
no, I'm not talking about the websites that you and I know of that we put in that. Okay, let's say jumia.com,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Let's say jumia.com. Um this is so your smartphones, your workstation, and your laptop are the client. But of course, before you can reach it, you need to go over the internet. This is the server that is serving you. So just basically. So let's come here. IP address. We've done this already. So let me just read it out real quick. Imagine your house you are currently staying. It has a unique address that helps people find you. An IP address can be determined a unique address used to identify individual internet-enabled device. Like amazing. So I think this is a very perfect example of an IP address. In fact, with this, and I'm happy you mentioned it. This is a perfect
Yes.
example. You understand? That's the power of illustration. So let's come to virtual machines, right? Now this part is quite important. Now I need your attention here, please. Like this
Okay, no
part here, this
problem.
virtual
I'm here.
machine. Yeah, because what we're doing now, we are is like an inclined plane. Like we are going up. Every part matters when you get up. Class two now, what you know now we won't be going back to most of these things. So yeah, I said a virtual machine is a digital version of a physical computer. A digital version of a physical computer. Now, have you seen some, let me just say laptops, right? Where on that laptop you can have like three or four more laptops inside it.
Like, it's just like a virtual box.
Exactly.
Like you can
A,
run Ubuntu, Kali,
yes,
Meta.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So let me take that back. I mean, a laptop where you can run different operating system on it, right? That's the idea of a VM, a virtual machine, a digital. So all those other operating system, right? That you have.
Yes.
The of course they will have their RAM and they're like a physical computer. Only that they're like a physical, yes, only that they're not just physical. You can't touch them, but they will have audio properties of the of a physical computer. Of course, we also have
Yes.
what we call containers, containerization, but I mean that's like a bit advanced for this class, right? But um, so yes, I said a virtual machine. So if you look at the definition here now, a virtual machine is a compute resource that uses software instead of a physical computer, right,
Yes.
to run or deploy apps. So of course you just deploy software instead of the hardware. You understand? And of course, the major machine, the first machine that you have will be the host. They call it host, right? You understand? The
Yes.
major machine, go that will have the whole whatever you get. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. So, and the virtual this thing, they're referred to as guests, if that makes sense. So, if you look at this image here, you have an hypervisor that's responsible for your deployment and usage of the VMs. Yes, exactly. So if we come here, so this image is just a representation, like I mentioned, storage, compute network, yada yada yada. So if you come here now, okay, this is a diagrammatic representation. So you can see in this image, can you see my pointer still?
Yes, sir.
Can you see my pointer? Yes. Okay. Okay, there's a large this is a this so the first one here is the host, right? So it's just trying to represent that okay, you have three this. So if you look at this now, this is a Linux uh, um this is
Ubuntu.
something like a Linux Ubuntu. Yes, I see the there'll be what's the name of this image again? Yes, Linux, yeah, basically. Right. So and we have another one here. I think this is a Mac operating system.
Mm.
This is a Linux, then this is a Windows, right? But everything they're inside this first one here. You understand? But they're not physical. As you can see, a VM hardware. So I mean, yeah. So now let's move to cloud. Now, do you remember what a cloud is
Yes,
in
sir.
our explanation? Okay. Can you tell us what a cloud is, please?
Yeah, like you said, a cloud is um on invisible office, like a storage instead of physical database, data server. Instead of physical server, you see like computer, the device, the Wi-Fi. So the cloud is the one that's invisible, one that run without stopping. I mean something like that.
Oh, okay. So um anyway, I hope now you see um the reasons why reflection class at times can be good. So
Yes, sir.
I mean you are correct, but you're not saying some technical terms. I want to assume after this class that day you just you just you want to chill. You want to do me. So anyway, let me start with the technical definition. A cloud is or a cloud computing is defined as the use of hosted services such as data storage servers, database networking, or software over the internet. Now, I was trying to explain that I gave a scenario now that for every service to run, so if you I don't know you were a software developer now, for every service to run, there is one machine or fleet of machine servers somewhere that's responsible. That's why 24/7 you can access this particular service. You understand? Now imagine you are the software guy and you are the one that is every day and night. You are always monitoring the server, you are responsible for the security, you are doing patch management, you understand, you're updating it, you're also, in charge for security that nobody should touch that machine that is affecting that is powering up 1001 machines. It can be exhausting, it can be
Yes.
stressful, it can be, you understand. So that's why the need of cloud came in place. So cloud is there are also some sort of people somewhere, right? So I'm using literal, illustrations now that you can relate to. You understand? So there's also some set of there's some sort of people somewhere, right, that they will now say, okay, let me take off that burden away from you. You understand? That burden of you trying to monitor your system, monitor your server, the security part, the hardware part, the resource in case people are, traffic and everything. You just okay, we're going to take up all this. We'll take off this burden of you. All you need to do is just to pay us money. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So see cloud as you're outsourcing you're outsourcing the work you're supposed to do on your server. You're not outsourcing it to some set of people. Now, okay, give me an example of things that you outsource, things that you can do for yourself, but you outsource. Can you give me an example?
For example, like laundry, I can give it to
Oh,
someone else. I can do it myself, something like that.
yes. Okay, makes sense. So the whole work of the server now, instead of you trying to take the whole burden and do it, right? So imagine you're now outsourcing it to a certain set of body, right? And what they will do for you is they would create the machine that you want. They would also as large capacity as you want. They'll be in charge of the security parts. They'll be in charge of the patch management. They'll be also of course, they also have they're also in charge of redundancy. You understand, and backup. You get that's the whole idea of the cloud, right? So that is literal definition. But if you now look at this thing, you see a cloud is a metaphor. If you look at a technical definition, they say cloud is a metaphor for a global network of remote servers that operate as a single ecosystem, commonly associated with the internet. You understand? So
Yeah.
we have two major bodies that does cloud. We have AWS and Azure, right? AWS and Azure. At a point in time, AWS was taking over. I think they're still taking over. I think they have about
Yes, they are
60,
still.
yes, 60-something% of the market. We also have G Suite and the likes. We have a lot actually. We have Oracle. Oracle has a cloud. You understand? So under minutes, you can just be at the comfort of your home. You can just sign in. You log in. You create as much servers as you want. You say the region you want it, whether it is in South region, Eastern region, the European region, Pacific region. You can under minutes and you create resource. Now, if you want to do that by yourself, you calculate how much you're going to use. You say you want to go to computer village, you want to buy high-end system, you want to install this one, you want to buy this one. Under minutes you would have done that, if that makes sense, right? So that is the idea of a cloud.
Sure.
So a cloud is like a cloud in itself. You're not seeing it. There's a storage somewhere that is responsible for something, but you don't have access to it. All you just do, you just have a dashboard where you are, I want this. You click on it and you do. So a cloud in itself is also like an on-premise environment. There's somebody managing those computers himself, but only that you're not the one doing it. If that, did you understand me?
I understand you.
So if you give your clothes to a dry cleaner now, the dry cleaner himself is the same washing that you do that he will do too. But you're not seeing
Sure.
it. All you know is that all those parts are abstracted. You just pay, and you don't know how he's washing it. You don't know how he's ironing it. All you just know, you want to get your clothes. You want to get your end product, and you get
Sure.
it right. So I think that's this thing will breaking it right. So assignments. Well, we won't be doing this assignment anymore because of course, I mean the class is just even one person now. So I think by next week I will be able to even make my case to know what's going on, right? But I said, imagine you're a business owner or average any person, right? Over 30 worker, what model would you support, and why do you support your choice? Make a case. You understand? I
Okay.
think we spoke about this that day.
Yes, now it's either the cloud or the on-premises server, right?
Yes, I'm saying if you are a business owner, right? But well, you can still just make a case. We can make a case next week, depending if you are still going to have this class. I think I'll reach out to the organizers right? And the end, right? The end. So, do you have any question you want to ask? Anything?
Yeah, yeah, it's not pertaining to this class, today lecture, but it's something like that. Oh, I'm having issue with my virtual box.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
uh, since a month now, I've been trying to log in after
Okay,
double
okay,
click.
okay. Do you know what?
It's
Sorry to cut
showing
you.
error.
Sorry to cut you because we are on. Of course, I'm recording this session. Let me just stop it. Then I'll answer your question.
Okay, no problem.